What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Let me get my stuff together. Just wanted to bring up the Josh Hart poster. I got to put that up, by the way. The New York Knicks have won 8 straight games. 8 straight games for the New York Knicks as they beat the Washington Wizards in back-to-back games, 126 to 106. Woo! Against these pesky Wizards. How about them Wizards? But ultimately, the Knicks pulled through. Pulled away in the fourth quarter. Great contributions all around. Towns with a great game, but it's not the headline. Karl-Anthony Towns is not the headline tonight. We have to start with number 3, Josh Hart, man. Josh Hart with his 9th triple-double as a New York Knick. 9 triple-doubles as a New York Knick. 23 points. 15 boards from Mr. Josh Hart tonight. And, man, his career season just continues. Plays like his name. Heart and soul of this team. Have been saying it forever now. Josh Hart has simply been awesome. Just absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible game from Josh Hart tonight. 23 points. 10 assists, 15 boards. I got some highlights for you guys as well. Appreciate every single one of you hopping in here for another Knicks Nation postgame. Subscribe if you haven't done so. Come join us here in the chat as we are just getting started. Mr. Hart, man. This guy, man, the heart and soul of this team. This guy, he said it the other day. He doesn't need to score 30, 40 points, but he impacts the game in many other ways. And tonight, big blow up scoring from Josh, like 4 of 8 from 3. There was a time where he had back-to-back threes when they were playing Josh Hart with the bench unit and kind of settled the Knicks down. His hustle. Oh man. I mean, guys, you know that Josh Hart is a major piece to this team, and He's been absolutely incredible all season long. Incredible. Hit some of these comments. Appreciate every single one of you in here. Rick, what's going on? Loud and clear says, yeah, buddy, Hart plays ball the right way. It's never about him. It's always about the team. Absolutely love that, man. It's never about Josh Hart. It's always about the team. Team first guy. And when he has to shoot, he's shooting it this season, and he is making the shots. Career year all around. Defensively, offensively, it's never about him. Never about him. Pushes the pace. Smart player, too. Smart basketball IQ player. Josh Hart, since the moment he got here, I think Alan Hahn said it on the broadcast, that he has 9 triple-doubles. And they're all with the Knicks. They are all with the Knicks. That's what Alan Hahn said. But, yeah, man. Take a look at this box score. Shout out to Mr. Hart. Had to open up this post game shouting the man out because he's been incredible. And another triple-double from Josh Hart. Shout out to him. But like I said, he wasn't the headline. But Karl-Anthony Towns with, I mean, when he drops 30-plus points, isn't it the most quietest 30 points you've seen? And check out this stat. So Karl-Anthony Towns, this is now his 11th 30-plus point game this season, right? Tonight he finished with 32 points and 13 rebounds. Last year he only had 5. 5 all year. So he's already doubled that and some. He has 11 this season, 30-plus performance, another one tonight. 32 and 13, 13 and 19 from the field. Efficient, man. Didn't even hit a 3. Dunking over Sarr. Love to see that. And Cat with a just monster game. Quiet 32 and 13, which is why I love watching this man play. 8 in a row for this squad, man. We are now a half game back of the Boston Celtics. How about them apples? 8 in a row, baby. 23 and 10 on the season. Let's go. This Rover, I said 9. You know what I meant, man. I'm just so happy. It's 8 in a row. It's going to be 9. This Rover. It is going to be 9 this Rover. We got the Utah Jazz at home. That's how confident I am. So 8 in a row for the squad. Shout out to Mr. Hart. Shout out to Cat with the quietest 32-13. OG Anunoby, welcome back to the party. Welcome back to the party, OG Anunoby. The funny thing about this game, right, is the New York Knicks started this game 1-10 from 3, I believe, and turned it up. They finished this game 15 of 44 from 3, 34%. Still not even at their average, right? Still not even at their average. They're at 38% on the season. So started this game ice cold. Anunoby was 0 for 3 to start this game. Finished 4 of 11 from 3. But, yeah, I love that. 1, he took his tape off his elbow. 2, he looked better. He looked better tonight. 18 points, 8, even gave you 8 rebounds tonight, and 2 offensive rebounds for OG Anunoby. And it's good to see that his shot looked smoother, his shot looked good, and you wanted to see a nice bounce back performance from OG, who has been struggling offensively. But I thought the Knicks really moved the ball tonight extremely well. 34 team assists for the squad tonight. And you love to see when this Knicks team is moving that rock, when this Knicks team is passing the ball to the open man, and obviously Josh Hart led the way with 10 of those assists, leading the way. Josh Hart, man. I mean, when this Knicks team is moving the rock, selfless, everyone on this team just wants to win. And Hart, he's the glue. He's that guy in the starting 5 who he's the junkyard dog, man. He does everything. He scores when he needs to score. He dishes when he needs to dish. He rebounds. There was a rebound tonight where, oh my goodness, I'll put up the highlight in a second, but let me just put up the highlight now, because the rebound that Josh Hart had tonight was absolutely incredible. Some of these highlights. Here's one of the possessions where Josh Hart hit back-to-back threes, splash, and this is the rebound I'm talking about, man. Look at Josh Hart, out of nowhere, just flying in, grabbing the offensive rebound. It's plays like that demoralizes teams. With him doing that, he's not even in the picture. He's not even in the picture yet. Bridges takes the mid-range. He's coming in from the 3-point line. There he is. Give me that. And for him to have the awareness to stay in bounds as well, pass the ball out. Josh Hart, man, salute to you, sir. You are an absolutely incredible player. You are an amazing player. And Knicks Nation appreciates every single thing you do on the basketball court. That's for damn sure. Hit some of these comments. Appreciate every single one of you. Rick Pennington says, how about them big apples? How about them big apples? We need to get back game versus Jazz. The Knicks need to get back game versus Jazz. If we run over to Utah, I have a feeling OKC will be the one to break the streak. This Rover has some confidence in the Knicks. Look, OKC, great team, but hey, the way we playing, man, we can beat anyone right now. The way we playing, we can beat anyone right now. Castro, what's going on? Appreciate you hopping in here. 8 straight wins for the New York Knicks. He says it's like deja vu. I absolutely love this team. It's like bringing you back to earlier this year. You started the new year with a bang, right? Acquiring OG Anunoby. I think today's the anniversary of doing that. So a year ago today, you acquired OG Anunoby, and then after that is when the Knicks were absolutely rolling going into the new year. You started a streak. You started 2024 with a bang. Now you're ending 2024 with a bang and going into the new year feeling great about yourself, 23-10. Damn near second seed in the Eastern Conference, only a half game back. It's funny how that works, but look, man, 13 games over 500. The New York Knicks are 12-2 in the month of December, and they are 18-4 in their last 22 games. I'm going to repeat that again. 12-2 in the month of December and 18-4 in their last 22 games. Just the run that they are on. It's just a testament to this unit, the way this unit is playing right now. Anybody can light you up. Anybody. And if he's going to be giving you 23 points, as well as 10 assists and 15 boards. And then the starting five is another game where everyone's in double digits in the starting five. This Knicks team is dangerous, man. It's tough to beat. We got to get Josh Hart into that all-star game. I love it. Let's go. Let's go. Yo, Alpha, Josh Hart. Hey, man. Open up this post game. I got to hang this up, man. It's time to hang Josh Hart poster up. Right next to Jalen Brunson's poster. It's time to hang Josh Hart's poster up. Because, first of all, his name is like, fits him so well, right? Hart. That's what he plays with. That's what he plays with. The grittiness, the toughness too. You try to poke the bear, he comes right at you. Had Jaden Daniels sitting courtside. He saw Jaden Daniels sitting courtside, and Josh Hart's a Commanders fan. So maybe that's the reason why he went off tonight. Hey, you know these NBA players, they take any bit of motivation and they go off. And Josh Hart, look, he's been doing this all season. But today was just A+ performance from number 3, Mr. Hart. Mr. Hart. Cat showed the rookie that this is how big men play. Man, oh man. Coops in the chat says, hot take, the Knicks may have 3 more losses without Josh Hart. The amount of offensive opportunities that man creates through rebounds and hustle plays is big. Coops, appreciate you in here, man. Going back to this rebound, right? Flying in your screen. Flying in your screen. Grabbing the offensive rebound. Not many players do that in today's NBA. And it's I'm happy that we have this man on our team. That's all I have to say. Yeah, the dunk on Sarr was absolutely awesome. Got a highlight of that as well. The Deuce steal off the inbound was a huge momentum swing. And guys, McBride, look, poor first half for Deuce McBride, right? Poor first half for Deuce McBride. But in the second half, he needed a half like this. I was going to come on here and say Deuce McBride has been underwhelming. But boy, he shoved me up in the second half. Second half, he looked like Deuce McBride. And this bench finally gave you a little bit of a punch. A little bit of a punch. McBride, I thought, looked incredible in the second half. And it looked 8 points, but the 6 assists for Deuce, and I believe that's a season high. Don't quote me on that, but 3 steals for Deuce. 1 of 3 from 3. And the shots that he was missing in the first half, they were open. And look, he needed a game like this. First half, the backcourt has been, the bench backcourt was underwhelming. And this was a close game, right? Third quarter was a close game. But the Knicks finally was like, all right. Look, the Wizards, look, I'm glad that, we ultimately blew them out by 20, but yep, they were keeping up with us again. And then fourth quarter came around, and then Deuce, awesome. Cat, awesome. Brunson, 55 last game, but 18 and 6 tonight, 3 rebounds. Didn't really need him to do much, simply due to the fact that everyone else was contributing. But I thought Deuce McBride needed a game like this. And I'm happy that he got it. Deuce McBride and OG Anunoby needed a game like tonight. And Anunoby, 18 points, 4-11 from 3, 5 of 14 from the field. Looked better defensively as well. Looked like Anunoby, right? And last game we were like, look, what's going on with Anunoby? I think he had 3 straight games with single-digit scoring, and we're like worried. We said on the podcast, we were like, it could be fatigue, it could be a bunch of things. His elbow could be bothering him. But tonight, I thought once again, Knicks started slow offensively. Then Anunoby had some timely shots tonight for Mr. OG Anunoby. 8 straight, ladies and gentlemen. 8 straight. This Rover said I said 9 straight early on in the post game. Look, I'm confident, man. It's gonna be 9 straight. 8 straight wins for this Knicks team. They're rolling, man. They are rolling. Joel says 60 wins. Here we come. We on pace. We are on pace for 60 wins. Isaiah says when Mitch comes back, it's over. The Knicks defense has been improving every game. The thing about tonight is the Knicks, when it mattered, like let me go to the points per quarter, right? Again, another fourth quarter where this Knicks team gives up 18 fourth quarter points. Remember last time versus the Wizards, they limited them to, I believe, 21 fourth quarter points. So in crunch time, in the most important quarter, right? Fourth quarter, most important quarter. That's winning time. Knicks 18 points they gave up. And they had a big 38 points in the third and 29 points in the fourth quarter. And that propelled them to a 20-point win. So when it matters the most, this Knicks team is locking down defensively, playing well as a unit, and you're taking care of business at the end of the day. Wizards, not a great team. They were hanging in there. You did what you're supposed to do, right? You looked at the schedule. You had Washington back-to-back. You chalked that up to do 2 W's. Well, guess what? 2 W's. Now you've won 8 straight games. Now you got Utah coming home. Honestly, these guys should remember that game in Utah where the Jazz caught us, right? The Jazz, House of Horrors, right? Knicks lost that game. Mikal Bridges, bad game that game. So these guys remember. So now it's time to repay the favor and take care of home court and beat Utah. They're taking care of business, man. Taking care of business. Man, I haven't seen 60 wins in a while. That would be really cool. Yeah, man, that would be absolutely awesome. Josh Hart should get the Most Improved Player Award. Ooh, I like that, man. Most Improved Player Award for Josh Hart. The thing about him, man, he's just all over the court. Like, honestly, all over the court. Like, he's like an Energizer bunny out there. Like, he plays the game 100% every possession. He does not take a possession off. There is not one possession where Josh Hart is taken off. Josh Hart is grabbing offensive rebounds. Josh Hart is hitting threes this year. Josh Hart is dishing. I mean, guys, it's his ninth. I mean, MSG put up this graphic covering my face. This is his ninth triple-double. 9 in franchise history. Walt Frazier with 23. Shout out to Walt Frazier. Michael Ray Richardson with 18. Richie Guerin with 16. Josh Hart with 9. Passing Julius Randle with 8. Mark Jackson with 7. So that trade, Cam Reddish for Josh Hart, protected first. Absolutely steal from this front office, man. And then you re-sign him to a great contract as well. Leon Rose does not miss, man. Does not miss. Every game that Josh Hart has played in, he's been awesome. Even in the playoffs, man. When it matters the most, he performs. Cleveland, a couple of years ago, big shot in game 1, right? Philadelphia 76ers series this past season. Game 6. In Philly, who hit the big shot? Mr. Hart. When it matters the most, this man performs. He's just awesome. Awesome player, man. And it's not even his play on the court. It's everything that comes with it. Great human being. Just great locker room guy. And when you do something wrong in the court, he'll tell you. And you need guys like that, man. So once again, shout out to Hart, because this man, incredible game, man. Incredible season continues for Mr. Josh Hart, man. Rick says with 5 starters that can put 20 on the board easily, we have to give the players grace when they're not scoring. Yeah, Rick, exactly. Look, OG came in here with, wasn't really scoring that much, and that's the beauty of this Knicks team, right? I mean, you can go through an OG and an OB slump. You can go through a Bridges slump, and everyone else can pick up, their teammates around them. Like, and it'll be 8 points, but Brunson gave you 55. And Towns, I mean, Towns wasn't the headline tonight, but, we opened up this post game with, giving Josh Hart, his much needed flowers. But Karl-Anthony Towns took advantage of, having the rookie Anthony Sarr on him, right? Took advantage. Big dunk against Sarr. Huge dunk against Sarr. And the thing about Cat is his stats are quiet. 32 and 13, man. Just is a silent assassin. That's who Karl-Anthony Towns is. Silent assassin. 7 free throw attempts, 6 of 7 from the line, 13 boards. Once again, I'm going to repeat myself. He only had 5 games last season, 5, where he scored above 30 points. This season, he already has 11. We're not even in January, right? January, a couple of days. Happy New Year to everyone. Going to this new year feeling great. 2025 should be another great year for this Knicks team. And you start 2024 with a bang, you end 2024 with a bang, and 2025 should bring some great basketball play and just continue. Dame Tubes in the chat. What's going on, Dame? That's 8. That's 8 wins, man. 8 straight for the squad. 8 straight for the squad, man. You're 23-10, taking care of business, man. Love it. Loud and Clear says, Josh has finally found a home with the Knicks. I hope he retires here. Love that, man. Love that. I hope he does. I got another point graphic from Josh Hart. I just hope. Look, he wants to end his career as a Knick, obviously, and he should, because he means everything to this team. Everything to this team. 9 triple-doubles, 23, 15, and 10 assists for Mr. Josh Hart. A-plus performance from him, man. A-plus performance. Dame, appreciate you in here. John says, okay, yes, I think the Knicks could win 60, but relax, because y'all get disappointed so much if they don't reach 53 to 59 wins. It's a great season, too. John, yes. Look, 60 wins it would be a huge accomplishment, and I got to look at the, what pace the Knicks are on. But right now, if you take a look at the standings, and we will pull up the standings, this Knicks team is a half a game behind the Boston Celtics for the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. Half game. Would you look at that? Boston 5-5 in their last 8. The Knicks are 9-1 in their last 10. And in the month of December, they are, I said it earlier, they're, I think, 12-2. 12-2 in the month of December. 18-4 in their last 22 games. So, look, half game behind Boston for that 2 seed, right? Solidifying yourself as an elite team in this league. And even though you're solidifying yourself as an elite team, you still had some questions, right? You still were like, look, the bench play, I'm still iffy about it. Bench play, hasn't really been doing anything this year for the Knicks. You're dead last in bench scoring. But tonight I thought was a huge step in the right direction for them, especially Deuce. Love the way Deuce played. Just love the way he played tonight. And hopefully he can build off of this. Hart rebound, show it again. Jalen Brunson, slip pass. Whoop. Team basketball, man. You finished this game with, 32 assists tonight? This Knicks team is sharing the rock. They're trusting each other's teammates. And look, Anunoby, I love the way Anunoby played tonight. I do. Do I have the dunk? All right, this is the Anunoby 3. Swinging it around, trusting your teammates. Anunoby above the big 3. Splash. And I think here is the dunk with Karl-Anthony Towns on Sarr. Alex Sarr giving him the pops after. Karl-Anthony Towns taking him to school. This guy, excuse me, left hand in your grill. Karl-Anthony Towns giving him the pops after, too. Gotta love it. Man. For your 7-foot big man to be doing this, it's remarkable. It's remarkable, man. 7-foot big man doing this. 7-foot big man doing that, man. It's crazy. Super talented. Karl-Anthony Towns. 11th time this season with 30 plus points. Unreal. Hit some of these comments, kind of reset the room. The Knicks have won 8 straight games. Appreciate every single one of you joining me for another Knicks Nation post game. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Come join us here in the chat. Chop it up. Give me your thoughts. Let me know what you guys are thinking right now. You guys can join the Discord to call into the show as well if you want to do so. Discord link is in the description. Hit some of these comments. The Knicks have 4 away and 11 home games in January, regardless of teams. We need to capitalize. And look, what this Knicks team has shown you, right, is they have been capitalizing. I think Stefan Bondi posted a tweet today saying that this Knicks team has had the easiest schedule in the NBA. Don't care. They're playing who they are scheduled to play. And I can retort that and say this Knicks team had one of the hardest schedules to start the first 10 games of the season. Remember, the first 10 games of the season were gauntlet for this team. And you came out of that 5-6, right? The first 11 games, 5-6, new team, finding yourself. And this Knicks team has really turned the corner. They've really turned the corner. Playing together as a unit. Starting 5 is elite, man. Starting 5 is elite. Yes, make sure you vote for our All-Stars. Vote for the All-Stars. Get them in here. Man. The Nigerian Prince started fairly cold and then bombs 3 threes in the third. Yeah, Anunoby started this game. I think he was 0-3 from 3 to start this game. And it's the tale of two halves, right? This game was close. Bench was not playing well in the first half. They weren't playing well at all. Campaign wasn't playing well. Deuce McBride wasn't playing well. Anunoby was getting beat off the dribble in the first half by freaking Malcolm Brogdon. And you were looking at yourself like, what's going on? And then, obviously, they turned the corner. They turn it up a notch. And when winning time comes around, when it matters the most, this Knicks team has dominated. And you love to see that. You love to see that because that's what great teams do. They dominate when it matters the most, and they dominate in fourth quarters. So, Coop said this team is so cool to watch. It is, man. I mean, the beauty of this team is they can beat you in so many different ways, right? Right, Coop? And we've been saying that all season long, but they're taking care of their food, man. They're not playing with their food. And you love that. They're not playing with their food. They're taking advantage. Taking advantage. It may look ugly. Like last game was dicey. It looked ugly, but you got the dub. Tonight, more of a complete effort. You got the dub. And now you go back home. Right? You go back home, and then you got a big OKC game, which I'm really looking forward to that OKC game. It should be a good litmus test for this team. But, yeah, I mean, just incredible. Hart, amazing. Cat, quiet, 32 and 13. Precious hit a 3 tonight. His threes were back. Good to see Jacob Toppin in there dancing and stuff after the Cat dunk. Campaign. Think about this, the bench, right? Campaign has kind of hit a slump here. Only 7 minutes tonight for Campaign. So ever since that Raptors game at home, where he's, been a big spark for us, he's, in a bit of a funk off that bench. Something to watch. I'm not too concerned, but it is something to watch. Shamit, 11 minutes. I want to see his minutes increase. I really do. 2-2 from 3, 11 minutes. 1 rebound. But the big performance off the bench was Deuce in that second half, man. He looked incredible. And call it like it is. He's been he's honestly been underwhelming these past few games, like Deuce. And then second half hit, I'm like, there he is, man. That's the Deuce, man. Be more consistent like that. We need Deuce to be at 10 to 15 points a game off the bench. We do. But 8 points tonight, but what you love is at 6 dimes. 6 dimes for Deuce. So you love that, man. But love to see Bridges, 36 minutes, breaking the streak of his, I think, 5 or 4 straight games with him playing 40-plus minutes. Love that. Knicks, once again, watching the minutes for OG Anunoby, 34 minutes, only 32 for Cat, 36 from JB. Hart, I think, wanted to get the 30 points tonight, but just incredible performance from Mr. Hart. And guys, I mean, the way this Knicks team is operating right now, look, first 10 games of the season, you were 5-5, and you had some gauntlet, man. Boston, Indiana, Cleveland, Miami, at Houston, at Atlanta. Don't want to think about that game again. Milwaukee, Philly when they were reeling, at Indiana. So they had the toughest schedule to start the first 10 games, and ever since that point, ever since the 2 Brooklyn games, they've hit their stride, man. And look at all these W's. Look at all these green W's. 8 straight versus Utah at OKC. Love it, man. Love it, man. Should be 9 straight on Wednesday, January 1st. Once again, Happy New Year. Should be 9 straight, but hey, you play the game, you take care of business, then you go on the road again at OKC, at Chicago. And then, look, somebody said in the chat, from January 6th until, where is it? Until February 4th. You're not hopping on a plane. I've been saying it. At Philly, that's an Amtrak train ride. At Brooklyn, that's a home game. And then look at all these home games, man. In the month of January, this Knicks team, if they take care of business at home, and look, there's going to be some slip-ups. There will be. They're in a good spot. They are in a good spot right now. But you just got to keep on rolling, keep building chemistry. Keep on rolling, keep building chemistry. I feel like we played Orlando 8 times. Yeah, man. We play them again in freaking we play them next week again, man. This week. It's crazy. No, next week, next Monday. We play them again. That's our 4th time playing Orlando. It's crazy. We played Washington 3 times, right? This is the 3rd time playing Washington. We're 3-0. I think the Knicks have won 8 straight in Washington, by the way. We played Washington 3 times. We've played Orlando 3 times already. We played Toronto twice. And you're undefeated, right? You're 3-0 versus Washington. You're 3-0 versus Orlando. You're 2-0 versus Toronto. So these teams where you're playing multiple times, 2-0 versus Brooklyn, you're taking advantage of. Like the little mini playoff series, right? Taking advantage of it. That's all we can ask for this team, man. Hit some of these comments. What we got? Eddie wants to make a trade in the chat. That's what we want, New Yorkers. That's what we New Yorkers like to see, that green money. Look, man, that money. Money. Green money from this Knicks team, man. They're rolling, man. And it started with Hart tonight. Open up this post game with obviously the play of Josh Hart. He's been absolutely incredible. And it's not only been Hart, the Cat with an amazing game tonight, just taking advantage of his matchup, man. Realizing that he has a rookie on him and just going to work, man. And Cat has just continued his amazing season. There's been nights, obviously, no foul trouble tonight for Karl-Anthony Towns, which is what you love to see. But when you have Hart playing the way he's playing, and the thing about that is teams they just keep on leaving him open. A lot of times in the paint, you're seeing Josh Hart float around the paint just wide open, right? Float around the paint wide open, and he's been better this year in terms of pulling the trigger. You know, what was the only thing about Josh Hart that we've kind of been like telling him to do? Like, if you're open, shoot it. None of that dribble handoff stuff. And Josh Hart, when he's been open, he's been shooting the basketball. And this season, it has rewarded him tremendously. That's honestly a testament to, his work in the gym. I'm trying to see. He's shooting 41% from 3 in the month of December. 4 of 8 tonight. 41% from 3 in the month of December. 58% from the field as a guard. 58% from the field. He's up there with centers. He is up there with centers in terms of converting at the rim. Elite finisher at the rim. Elite rebounder for his size. And this year, he's been a great scorer, man. Honestly, I did not expect this from Mr. Hart. I didn't. Am I surprised? No. But I didn't expect him to do this. I mean, he is on a double-digit streak. He hasn't hit single digits in the month of December. Just look at all these double-digit scoring outputs in the month of December. And then I'm trying to figure out the last time where he had single-digit scoring was back in versus the Chicago Bulls. November 13th is the last time Hart had single digits in points with 6 points. So he's been double-digit scoring every single game since that point. Season continues, man. Season continues. Ortiz, Cat did have 4 fouls, but nothing after the third quarter. Yeah, but it wasn't like I thought he was better tonight. I thought, obviously the problem with Cat has been the ticky-tack stuff. He's been trying to figure it out. He's been learning with the Knicks assistant coaches, just trying to, find different ways, go straight up. There's been plenty of times this season where he has gone straight up and the referees still call a foul on him. So he's been getting the crappy end of the stick regarding that. But I thought tonight was better. And when he's playing like this offensively, honestly, it feeds into his better defensive play. But the thing about Cat is he can give you 30 and 12 on any given night, and you look at the box score, you're like, damn, it's just the quietest 30 and 12. But obviously he has some amazing highlights tonight. Didn't even hit a 3 while doing it, which is the amazing part. So, yeah, Ortiz. Appreciate you in here, Ortiz. Haven't lost since Trey rolled the dice, man. Haven't lost the game since Mr. Trey Young rolled that damn dice on the logo, by the way. On the logo in MSG, which I've honestly got controversy. You were like, listen, you don't want Trey Young doing that, but since that point, Knicks haven't lost a game. Haven't lost a game. Love how Cat playing more in the paint for us. Cat post play is underrated. John, yes. Yes, man. Karl-Anthony Towns, super underrated low post player. And that's the beauty of having such a gifted 7-foot big man who can do it all. Step back 3, he can do it. Pick and pop, he can do it. Low post, he can do it. Obviously, he has those memes out there where he's trying to back people down and, the defender isn't going anywhere. Cat is just like a meme machine, but I love the way the Knicks are utilizing him this year. Him and Jalen Brunson, pick and rolls have been lethal this year. And look, when you have a rookie, the thing I love is that when you have a rookie like Sar, who I think is going to be a good player in this league, by the way, I think he is talented. So I think Washington has a good one. When you have a rookie like Sar, you got to take advantage. You got to put him in the post. You got to work him down there, and you got to eat. Got to. And 13 and 19 from the field, plus 21. You got to work him. And he was working him. And Alex Sar, 18 points, 4 rebounds, 3 of 6 from 3. I think in a couple of years this man's going to be good. I do. But 4 personal fouls for Sar. And Cat was just taking advantage of that matchup. And you love that the Knicks were feeding him, Hart was feeding him. Brunson was feeding him. And Bridges. Another sneaky thing about Bridges, right? 13 points tonight, but look, we've been talking about that. He's going to have games where he's going to have 13 points, 14 points, 12 points. He's been awesome. But another underrated thing about Bridges has been his assist. 6 assists tonight from Mikal Bridges. So you love to see that, and the 2 steals. 6 assists, 2 steals, 2 offensive boards. So on a night where he was 1 of 6 from 3, 6 of 15, he's been efficient. His shot wasn't really falling for him tonight. He's contributing in other facets of the basketball game. 6 assists, you love that, man. You love it. This Knicks team, they cut a lot. Bridges cuts a lot. Anunoby cuts a lot. Hart cuts a lot. Towns finds him. And 12 assists from Bridges and Brunson. It's pretty damn good. And 10 assists from Hart. That's pretty damn good, man. Pretty damn good. Ortiz says, I really hope this Knicks team, let me make this a little bit smaller so it's not covering my face. Ortiz says, I really hope this Knicks team breaks their all-time best record of 60-22 this season, since they're already breaking Knicks records. Look, Ortiz, music to my ears, man. This Knicks team, right? First team in NBA history with 4 players that have scored above 40 points before January 1st in a season, breaking all types of records. The assists have been up. The scoring has been up. This is one of the most talented Knicks teams that I've seen in my lifetime. This starting 5 is the best starting 5 that I've seen in my lifetime being a Knicks fan. That's not me being dramatic. It's just been a treat to watch them. It truly has. And it can only improve, right? It can only get up, and the defense can only improve with reinforcements on the way. But yeah, I love it, man. John says, no way around it. League against the Knicks. Cat gets called for every offense barely gets any calls. John, I'm calling to watch the Pistons and Wizards in about 3 to 4 years. They have some good young players. Yeah, Wizards, man, they do. I know they'll trade Kyle Kuzma. They will trade Valanciunas, and Valanciunas is a name to watch, actually, because Valanciunas gave them 22 and 8 off the bench, and the Knicks were touting Jonas Valanciunas, by the way. And boy, would that be like just a great piece off the bench. Obviously, that's down the line, but Valanciunas it will be traded. So, Mike in the chat, what's going on, man? Great win tonight. I think it's safe to say Cat is the starting center for the East All-Stars. Josh Hart, though, sheesh. Sign me up for more of that, please. Mike, man, this guy right here, man. Number 3, Josh Hart, man. Got to find a spot for him on the wall right next to his buddy, Jalen Brunson. Haven't found a time to hang it up, but I think I should have the 2 roommates' pods next to each other. The funny thing is, I was going to put all of the Villanova guys together. I still got a Dante poster. Obviously, I got to make that. I got to, make that a Mikal Bridges poster. But, yeah, Josh Hart, just best game of the season, I think. And we opened up this pod post-game talking about the play of him this year. It's awesome, man. He's been killing it, man. He truly has. 9 triple-doubles as a Knick. Like, I'll put up the graphic again. It's remarkable. It's remarkable. Do you think he'll pass Richie Guerin? I think so. He has 9 in like 2 years. He could pass Richie Guerin, Michael Ray Richardson. If Josh Hart finishes his career with the New York Knicks, he will lead the team in most triple-doubles. Let me rephrase that. If Josh Hart finishes his career as a New York Knick, he will lead lead the team's history in triple doubles. He will. He already has 9. So Frazier has 23. I think he will break that record. I do. Just my opinion. Could be wrong. But pretty damn good. Best Knicks team in my lifetime if they make it to the finals and win. Music to my ears, man. Obviously, we still got a long way to go, but they are looking pretty damn good right now. They are looking pretty damn good. Could you imagine how funny it would be if we get 3 out of the 5 starters on the All-Star team? That would be funny. That would be hard to do. Definitely 2 of them are a lock. Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns are definitely a lock to make the All-Star team. They are a lock. Anunoby has some work to do to get there. But Josh Hart, man, I mean, just vote, right? Just vote. Vote for your All-Stars. Vote for your Knicks All-Stars. I've been voting like crazy for the Knicks. And Jalen Brunson and Cat will be a lock on the All-Star team. And let's get Jalen Brunson to be a starter, All-Star game starter. Because he's been awesome too. He's been awesome. Kuzma is. My firstborn will be named Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, my last name. Disrover, that's a long name. Your firstborn will be named Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart. Man, hey, when you're firstborn, it gets to like the age of what? My daughter's 6 right now, and when you know they're doing something bad, that's a long name to yell at them. Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, get downstairs. But that's hilarious, man. They do have the best lineup of my lifetime, but only time will tell, my friend. Yeah, time will tell. That's the beauty of an 82-game season. But right now, look, 33 games in, this Knicks team has shown you that they're an elite offensive group, and they have improved defensively, and they have shown you on any given night somebody in the starting 5 can go off. It has been pick your poison all season long, and Josh Hart against the Wizards, triple-double, night-night. Brunson last game against the Wizards, 55 spot, night-night. Cat tonight, 32 points, 13 rebounds, night-night. Next game versus the Jazz, it could be Anunoby with a blow-up spot or Bridges. That is a beauty of compiling such a talented group of starting 5 players in the lineup. And each one of them have different skill sets. Each one of them that contribute to winning. And the job that Leon Rose has done has been incredible. So salute to that man, because ever since he has signed that dotted line and became the head of the Knicks, he hasn't slipped. So a lot of work to be done, though. A lot of work to be done. But right now we are just enjoying this, man. Just enjoy it. 8 straight, guys. 8 straight. And, going back to Boston, let's look at the NBA check. Check out the NBA. I don't think Philly's playing Portland. I don't think Boston's playing tonight. No, they're not. So, yeah. Look, you're a half game behind Boston. It's remarkable, man. Boston started this season. Wow, man. Boston started the season 20-5. 16-3. Like, obviously they've been hitting a rough patch with, losses to Chicago, Orlando, Philly, Indiana. Got Toronto. That should be a dub at Minnesota. But to be a half game behind it, defending NBA champs at this point of the season after their amazing start, that's why people just tell us to chill out, man. It's still early. Like, even though we were struggling, it's still an early season. Anything can happen. And now on December 30th, you find yourself a half game behind them. Just awesome, man. With your chance to look, if they lose next game and the Knicks win, we're tied. We are not trading Travis Kelce to the team. He's too old for starters. I'm talking about Valanciunas off the bench. Knicks have been touting him, and he's He'll be a good piece off the bench for us, but you know, we have Mitch, so that's not gonna happen. John says I disagree with Val to the Knicks. He's more of an offensive player, and you have to give up Precious and Mitch to. Yeah, it's just something I was like pondering, guys. Obviously that's not gonna happen, but the Knicks were interested in him. He does have, I think, a similar contract to a Mitchell Robinson, but you know we're waiting on Mitch. Can't wait for that day to come. It should be a little bit month or so away, but we're waiting on Mitch, and I can't wait for that to happen. And when Mitch comes back, I think that's when this Knicks team can be even more dangerous. I know that's like me talking out of pocket, talking out of school, but I truly do believe that. I truly do. Wild Boy Trey, what's going on, Wild Boy? You had a good game tonight, man. Always providing energy in the chat. You're like a Josh Hart. You truly are. Anybody can go off on his team any given night. It's true. It's true. It's true, man. Our front office is always cautiously interested in 80% of the league. They are, man. I keep going back to this Josh Hart rebound, man. I can't believe it. Jesus. From where he came from, just flying across the floor, man. Not even in the picture right here. Can't box him out, man, when he's going full speed like that. Can't box him out. Just incredible season that Josh Hart is having, man. Incredible season that Josh Hart is having. The ball movement, the rebounding, the scoring. Wild Boy Hart. Man, oh, man. Appreciate you guys in the chat. I'm Mr. City. But that's never going to happen. John says Mitch is the missing piece. Look, the worry about this team has been the bench, right? If you look at the Knicks, if you're an outsider looking at this Knicks team, you point to them and you say the starters are elite, but I don't really trust the bench. Right? It's fair to say that. It is fair to say that. When people tell me that in person, like when we're talking, bantering about the Knicks, when they're like, yeah, but the bench. Look, the starters are so elite right now that they're kind of masking the bench play. And obviously you're staggering Bridges and especially Cat. You saw a lineup of Cat, Precious, Deuce, Hart, and I think you got some of Shaman in there early on in the game. So Thibs is trying different things to get the bench going. He's trying to put Hart with the bench. And the funny thing is when he put Hart with the bench, that's where he hit those back-to-back-to-back threes. But Thibs is trying different lineups to get the bench going. But right now, you know, Campaign is in a funk. He is in a funk. 1 of 3 from 3 points. Deuce, not great, not so great first half, but second half, he looked like Deuce McBride. He looked awesome. So hopefully he can build off of that. And honestly, Deuce, I expected to, you know, be a 6th man of the year runner, like candidate this year. I thought that's how high expectations I had for Deuce McBride this year. I thought he was going to be that monster for the Knicks coming off the bench. And look, he still could be. And like he's had his big games this year. But I thought he was going to be that 6th man coming in for the Knicks and giving them at least 10 to 15 points off the bench. Kind of like what Boston has with what's his name off the bench that's escaping me from Boston. I know you guys are probably saying it in the chat, but forgot his name. I always forget these names, man. Payne Pritchard. So I thought Deuce was going to be like a Payne Pritchard this year. Now Payne Pritchard is playing a lot. So he's 15.6 points a game. How many minutes is he playing? He's averaging 28 minutes a game. So he's averaging a lot of minutes. Boston's utilizing him a lot off the bench. So I thought Deuce was going to give us some of that, but obviously Deuce isn't playing the amount of minutes Pritchard is playing. That's for sure. So Payne Pritchard's at 28 minutes, and Deuce is at, I don't even think he's at 20, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, I'm doing a lot of clicking right now. 18 minutes tonight for Deuce. And he is at 24 minutes. Okay. Closer than I thought. So Pritchard's at 4 extra minutes. Deuce is at 24 minutes. So, but I thought in the second half tonight, Deuce really looked like Deuce McBride. And he looked awesome. So hopefully he can build off of that. And the Knicks need that, man. Off the bench, they do. Because they've shown you when those guys struggle, when Deuce and Payne struggle, it's tough. Hart reminds me of Rodman, better offensively, though, with rebounding. Yeah, the thing is, how tall was Rodman? It was like 6'9". 6'7". Rodman 6'7". Hart is what, 6'4", 6'5"-ish. Hart plays like a 6'8" player. Like, he plays like his feet are on fire. But yeah, man, he's been awesome. Dude, that defensive lineup of Shamet, Deuce, Precious, Cat, and Hart was crazy. Just imagine Mitch in that lineup. OMG. Yeah, you saw Thibs go to that in the first half. And look, he's trying things. I want to see Shamet in there more. I do. But, you know, hopefully as time goes on, I think you will see that because, look, that shoulder injury is a tough injury to come back from, and he's back. So I really want to see him more in there. John says not worried about OG still playing elite defense, but his shot will fall. OG was great in November. Bridges great December, maybe both in January. It's a good comparison, right? OG, awesome, 40 points. Denver, playing like a stud, playing like an all-star. Then Bridges took over. Then, you know, it's like pick your poison, right? And January going into New Year, hopefully, you know, he can. I think today was a big game for him in terms of like a confidence booster with his shot. I thought it looked smoother. So hopefully he can get back to like, you know, his normal offensive self, which I do think, because he was missing open. Think about his slumps is he's been missing open threes in the corner, and he hasn't been shooting well from corner three this year. So I think when the three ball isn't falling is tough. Yeah, that's the beauty, because the Knicks opened up this game cold from three, and they finished, I think, 34% from three. So they open up this game cold, but they're still finding ways to win. They're getting to the free throw line. 54 rebounds tonight. I mean, awesome. You love to see that. 15 offensive rebounds tonight. 5 from Big Cat. 4 from Hart. 2 each from Wingstop. And 2 from Miles McBride. So, love that, man. Mike says once Deuce starts carving up the defense, that's when he'll make a difference on the game. Right now, he's just a shooter. There's a video of Pritchard dribble routine going around. He's more than just threes. Yeah. Pritchard is honestly kind of like the oil in Boston's engine. When he's rolling, as well as their starting five, they are tough to beat. That's kind of what you want Deuce to be. Consistent, off the dribble stuff, nailing threes, and he has that in him. I truly do believe Deuce can match that. And the second half tonight gave the second half tonight from Deuce was awesome. Look, 6 assists. It's awesome from Deuce. Moving a rock, hitting his open shots. Obviously, he gets serenaded by the Deuce, and I still need that damn Deuce drop. Gotta record that. But I think if he can do that for the Knicks, it'll be huge, and I have confidence that he will. The best is yet to come. Another month from now, we are going to be laughing at nights in games like these in Washington. You love to see that, man. I think Knicks start slow because they try too many threes, have to work in the paint, and let the threes come into the flow of the game. Yeah, then another what is this slow start number 20 for the Knicks this season, but they quickly bounce back in the first, right? So they feel out their opponent a lot, and tonight I thought was a dominant fourth quarter from them, dominant. And the Wizards, look, just credit to the Wizards, man. They were hanging around, and then the Knicks were like, look, let's stop playing with my food. I'm going to beat this team. 34% from three. Washington finally fell back to their normal three-point shooting percentage, 27% from Washington. Champagne finally, had a, champagne game. 72% from the line, 54 rebounds for this Knicks team, 15 offensive rebounds, 34 assists, 9 steals, 8 turnovers, man. You love that. You love that, man. Largest lead, 21. Wizards led by 7. Guys, man, 8 straight. 8 straight. And honestly, Utah, New Year's Day, it should be 9. You get to 24-10. You go to OKC for a marquee matchup, which will be an absolutely great game. And I cannot wait for that game. Hartenstein, Knicks, Williams, the whole 9. Brunson, I cannot wait for that game. That should be a great game Friday night, especially. Then we talked about the schedule. You're home for a while, and you should honestly take care of your home cooking. But 23-10, half game behind Boston. Let's go. Latoria says, I'm late, but I'm here. Appreciate you hopping in here late, but I appreciate the support as always. Thank you for hopping in here. This is the point of the post game where we're just chopping it up, just talking about anything and everything. But this squad is playing well. Mike says Pritchard is Cam and Deuce put together. Sad to say, but that's the problem. Deuce needs to get to the level of controlling the game. That's when he'll be a 6-man material, and he will get there. But when? Yeah, Deuce was struggling, Mike. Was underwhelming. I expected a big year from Deuce. I really did. Obviously, he's had great games this season, but it just hasn't been consistent. Dealt with a knee injury early on this season, so want to, take note of that. So maybe that bothered him, and he's honestly been healthy for majority of his NBA career. I know he dealt with injuries in college when he played football, but Deuce has always just been consistent for this team. And when they traded Dante, you pointed your finger at Deuce. You're like, look, they trust him. He can be a 6-man of the year. That was my bold prediction for Deuce McBride. And this Knicks team, the way they're built, Deuce needs to, even though he didn't 9 points tonight, but even though he didn't hit double digits in scoring, you love the 6 assists. If he's giving you assists like that, if obviously he's in the Knicks' best defensive lineup as well. He's a rock solid defender. Referees also, they call ticky-tack fouls on Deuce McBride, but he'll get there. He's still young. He's still learning. He will get there. Yeah, 111 from 3 to start this game, and then they finished 34% from 3. Testament to this team's will and character, man. OKC, I hope SGA makes 15 points all game. Guys, that's going to be a marquee matchup. Obviously, we got one game on the docket until then, right? Utah, honestly, it should be a breeze. But you play the game, you beat them, you take care of business. OKC, they are 26-5. They are elite. So what's their record in the Western Conference? I think they are the top seed in the West, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Number 1 seed in the West by 5 games. Wow. So that's going to be a doozy. That's going to be a doozy. That's going to be a game to watch for sure. And I cannot wait for that one. Obviously, we got a game until then, but they don't even have Chet Holmgren, and they're clicking, man. Great team over there with obviously led by Shai or Shai or Shea. I think it's Shea or Shai. And then Hart, Trader. One day Deuce will throw up 35 and JB's retaliation in the post-game interview will be. Those of you in the chat, Dis Rover is talking about when JB has his post-game interview, Deuce McBride always comes from behind him and whips his butt with a towel or with his hand. I don't know. That's why he's saying JB's retaliation will be awesome because JB obviously will do the same. But I'm waiting for that moment for the Deuce McBride. When's the last time we had a Deuce McBride post-game interview? I'm waiting for that one. I can't wait, but that's funny, Dis Rover. Let's go. Trader. He picked the money over the vibes. Man, look, if you were in his position, Hartenstein's position, if a team's throwing money at you, what is he getting? $30 million this year. Compared to the Knicks, I think that the Knicks can only offer him 18 or 17 million. Hey, money talks, man, to some people. That's generational wealth. So he came in here, he played awesome. But, the ultimate payback is to beat him. You got to beat him. But he's been a major piece as to why they're number one in the West and they're playing well. And that's just another check mark on Leon Rose's docket. Hartenstein from the Clippers, underrated signing. Nobody really thought of Hartenstein. Mitchell Robinson goes down. Hartenstein comes in, plays extremely well, gets him paid. So, yeah, it's honestly, he's in OKC now, but it's another check mark on Leon Rose's docket. Let's be honest though, 18 million is already generational wealth. Hey, man, you know how some players are. 18 million, when I can get 12 more million, that's a lot. That's a lot of cheddar. That's a lot of cheddar. That's 12 extra million. And I know the Knicks wanted to go. I think they could have did 4 years, 72 million for Hartenstein. So I think it would have been more guaranteed. But look, it is what it is. He's in OKC. I know a lot of people get mad when I talk about Hartenstein, like he's not on the team now, but we're playing them Friday, and I can't wait for that. 8 straight victories for the squad. Shout out to Hart, shout out to Cat, shout out to the squad, OG Anunoby, Deuce, everybody. Vibes are immaculate. Everything is clicking. Let's make it 9 straight on New Year's Day. Listen, Stein was getting cooked by Miles Turner and Embiid on 1 foot. With 10%, when it matters is when it counts. I'm glad he left. Ooh, Mike with the hot take in the chat. I'm glad he left from Mike. Look, Embiid was cooking him. Hartenstein was getting in the foul trouble in the playoffs. It kind of flamed out at the end. I hear you out. But when you kind of take a look at the whole, like what he brought, well, it was awesome for this team. But I was glad he left from Mike throwing haymakers. We blow out OKC by 35, and iHeart demands a trade back to NYC. Make it happen, Lou and Leon. Nah. But look, it should be a great game Friday. I can't wait for that one. That's the litmus test. So scratch all that, but you got work to do against the Jazz and MSG. Once again, appreciate every single one of you joining me here tonight. This was fun. 8 straight for the squad. Man, they just keep on rolling. They just keep on winning, finding different ways to win. What more you can ask for? I'm Anthony from Knicks Nation. Thank you for giving me your time. Thank you for the support as always. I'll be back New Year's Day. We had a live stream that I'll go ahead and schedule it. But New Year's Day, we have a live stream before the game. So during the day, hop in, hit the live stream, check it out, and we'll just go from there. But I'll be back on New Year's Day. Happy New Year to you and yours. Let's go into 2025 with more wins, more dubs. Catch you guys next time. Peace.